No, but what's always interesting to me though is that whenever True Grit shows up at a venue, you're just asking for damage. Like I've refed them like twice.
I know.
Oh no, yeah.
Destroyed everything.
You know, it's mostly chairs though, and like listen, they're
we
fun.
have chairs here.
They're fun, nice guys. They just screw up your venue, and they don't bring their own chairs.
It's very true.
I love them. They're great guys. Just they're a nightmare for insurance. Hey,
Break ones that are already look like they're breaking. Already.
welcome to the Transmit Podcast. Once again, we have Manda with us today.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm Spike,
I'm Victor.
and let's see. Today we wanted to talk a bit about the props for the show that we've had to make ourselves, and it's a lot of them, right?
Yeah.
So the first thing that comes to mind for me is like one of the first things I ever made. I'm looking at them right now is these the power up boxes, because we have these things called power up matches, and you said, okay, we need your help, and so I show up at like 8:00 the night before the show.
Okay.
And we have to cut plexiglass to make these power up things, so we have them for the show tomorrow. Basically,
Yeah, the original power up boxes were made of wood. I just screwed them all together.
and that's
with,
solid.
like drywall screws and wood.
But the way we store
then-
things,
Yeah, and then I attached them to like 2x2.
yeah.
And then taped those to the poles of the ring.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the way we store things is sometimes outdoors and sometimes it
Yeah.
rains.
Yeah, so then I decided I'm gonna make a new version, which is bigger, which is a foot by a foot square box, and it's made of plexiglass. Because I was imagining that I would put like a clear, a frosty layer of vinyl over the plexiglass, and then there would be light in there, and it would light up, and it would look all cool and stuff. But the glue that we used to glue it all together,
Yeah.
it didn't.
Yeah, it was a mess.
It was starting to like get onto the plexiglass and stuff.
Yeah, it was. Listen, I had to cut those like by hand, and we were trying to keep them straight, but they're always like cockeyed.
Yeah, they would melt. Just like move and shift. I feel like maybe it was warm that day too. It's like the glue was not hardening.
So basically, the end.
So we had to end up duct taping him.
Well, the finest silver duct tape.
Yes.
To
Finest
be fair.
silver duct tape. And on camera, it looks like pretty much like metal boxes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's great.
I think they look good.
And then you punch through the front of it with a
With your
it's a
fist.
paper
Yeah.
with a question mark printed on it.
So when are you gonna move to like solid pieces of oak? Since you can obviously punch through that, right?
Punch through a solid piece. I was thinking about doing like maybe a thicker paper, working up to the oak.
Or balsa wood. Yeah, balsa wood will
maybe
look cool.
cardboard or something. We can punch through cardboard.
Yeah. All right, Amanda, you had something you had to make that came
Let's
to mind.
see. Oh, you know what? And we didn't discuss this because I hadn't thought about it. The first match I was in was Hilda versus Magnos. And it was a weapons match. And so I wanted to make like this big steel beam that I like pulled from under the ring. I like took the ring apart. So it was this big piece of foam I found, like upholstery foam. And I put like a dowel down the middle of it because it was kind of floppy. And spray painted it silver. And just hit him with it.
Nice.
And the dowel snapped in the middle of it. We still have it. I just saw it today. It's right outside. So
Yeah, we don't lose a lot of
we
stuff.
don't really get rid of anything.
Not even stuff that's broken.
That's supposed to be like the support beam for the ring that you pulled
Right.
off.
Yeah, I ran around with a hammer. And I was like, where am I going to get it? Went under the ring and hammered. Oh, look at this big, huge beam. And then
I found a hunk of metal. This
Yeah.
won't compromise the structural integrity of what I'm fighting on at all.
yeah.
That was a fun match. That was a cool match.
Yeah, it was fun.
I'll bet, yeah.
And I made, let's see, so we were talking about the power-ups boxes,
Yeah.
and one fun power-ups match, it was for one of our Halloween shows. So we were doing spooky stuff. I can't remember what the other stuff was at the moment, but one was Schrodinger's cat, and the cat was alive. And this was when it was Vic versus Hilda. It was match 2 of our 3 match. This is the one where you cheated. But yeah, the cat, and I think it was as in real life, Vic Valentine is allergic to cats. So it was was the cat alive or dead? Or, oh, it's alive! And it attacked his face, and he was allergic. So that was fun, because that material, is hard when you cut it. It just, all the fur pieces come off. So my house was full of these, fur pieces.
Oh, yeah. No,
I think Anthony still has it. I gave it to
The
him.
Schrodinger's cat?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Attacked me.
there's an ant suit still in my garage. Well, our
No,
garage
those
now.
are spiders.
Those are spiders. Sorry, spider
Yes,
suit.
I made those.
Those are great. The paper
Yeah.
mache butts, and this was the most janky spider costume, and it looked like totally us. It was beautiful. The time where you use your arms and the strings are attached to 2 other arms.
Why
on
did
each
we
arm.
have to have spiders? What was
They
the
were
story behind
Martian spiders.
that? Is it the spiders from Mars?
Yeah, they were.
The lyric in the David Bowie song?
They're like giant mutant spiders, maybe from the BEFC. I can't remember the storyline. I know that they were in the.
Oh, it was also a power-ups match. It was.
Was it
the spiders power-up?
Okay, spiders. That's when they debuted.
Yeah.
But then they came back for Game Days, New Game Plus.
Oh yeah, I remember Game Days.
In Santa Ana, they were there too.
Yeah, to take on Jalapeno.
It was you and Julian.
Yeah, we were the spiders.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great. Let's see.
We might see them again. You know.
I know.
Just saying. They never really were defeated, so.
They're still out there.
The new season of Super Awesome Showdown might take kind of like a dark, Stranger Things kind of.
Hey,
turn.
I'm all for that, especially if it's popular and gets us cheap notoriety.
Yeah.
Let's see. I know I had to operate the Murder Slug, and Travis made. I'm not Travis made that.
Travis made the original. It was his idea. It was summoned by the Dark Lord Magnos, and it was great fun. It would just eat people. I think
it ate
I think it ate Rainfro at one point. Rainfro
ate
lived
Eric.
in it.
It did eat Rainfro, and.
So, yeah.
One of our former hosts, Eric, had ate him, and I was operating at the time at the ass end.
There was even a video made, like a whole long skit made of Rainfro inside of the belly of the murder
Yes,
slug.
he learned from an ancient master in there.
Yeah, his master was in there, and it's actually one of the best shot skits we've done.
Oh,
I'm actually working on it. I was actually working on it today. It's
for
totally
the
awesome, Super Awesome Showdown. We might release it.
Oh, excellent.
Fun.
On Patreon
That was a good
later
show.
this-
Well, what I most remember about that is since I've had to operate it both, like I was the ass the first time, and let me tell you, that slug's ass worked when I was in it. The second time was at Game Days,
Right.
and
that was the revamped version that I worked on in the backyard.
I think that was, by this time, it's now the Shadow Beast.
No, that's the Shadow Beast, a whole
That's
different thing.
Balthazar, the Shadow Beast. That Kevin made that one.
Oh.
So yeah, no, the thing about that
This
is, you didn't guarantee me, but you said, oh yeah, no, totally, you're gonna work it because everyone, it was like a whole.
It was a Royal Rumble.
It was a Royal Rumble.
Over the top, Battle Royale, over the top. So once you got kicked out, thrown over the top,
You lost.
minions would come and drag you and throw
Yeah.
you and feed you to the murder slug.
So yeah, we had the Murder Slug like halfway out of the ring, and we still had two people in there because it was kind of a little janky at this point.
Spike and one of our refs,
Yes.
Tony, I think.
It was great, but I'm sitting there wondering, like, okay, when am I gonna be relieved, basically?
Yeah,
but
I would went to everyone. I was like, okay, this is what we do. If you're not going back in, you're gonna switch out because they have to hold this whole thing up. Couldn't support itself. So I had it all planned. But after you're out wrestling and you get thrown out, you're in. People totally forgot.
Yes, it was.
Oh yeah.
It's like
It
a
was
20 or 30 minute match.
of hell.
See, I forgot. I think I forgot that I was supposed to. I don't think I had to come back out after I was eliminated from that Battle Royal. So I saw you and I think Tony was in there, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And you're like, go through. I was like, oh, this is cool. This is
Right,
nice.
that's the thing. You never said hey, switch with me.
I thought
Yeah, you're like,
I see.
you're like, go. And I was like,
I
okay,
thought we were
this is really,
trying to-
you guys, this is good service.
Well,
right
I didn't
here. You
know
guys are
who
awesome.
I didn't know who was coming back in. I didn't know that end of the plan. So basically, for the next week, my neck hurts like crazy. I couldn't figure it out at first, but then I remembered. Oh yeah, I was in a murder slug for a half an hour with my chin pressed against my chest, supporting the weight of this murder slug.
Yep.
And then I had to drive it also back from the venue too.
Yep.
It's always fun seeing that because when the murder slug first comes out, it's really animated.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And then
It's dun-dun-dun,
It
like
kind
a
of
Chinese
dances
dragon.
like a Chinese dragon.
Yeah.
And then toward the end of the match, just
kinda-
sitting there.
I'm just
moving.
every now and then I'll
slowly dipping and then coming back up.
Yeah, because I'm like, ow. Okay, move my hair. No, that was great. I loved the show. It was a great day because I got to work the booth. It's as close as I ever got to working a booth at a convention. And because Game Days is basically a very small convention. It's great. And but by the time I was done, I'd been awake for 18 hours. And so I'm driving back from LA and I realize I'm in trouble when I start waking up while doing 70. So that was a little scary.
Jeez. Yeah. And there's a murder slug
There's
right
a murder
next to you.
slug. They're not keeping me awake.
Yeah.
But I think that was some good show talk, actually. All right, so let's move on to the lounge, or as Manda likes to call it, the locker room, for some sweet locker room talk.
The co-ed locker room.
The co-ed locker room talk.
We're all equal in the co-ed locker room.
Okay,
Eyes
pause.
up here.
Okay, so you wanted to talk about your other characters. You don't just wrestle for Super Awesome Showdown. You do wrestling around, like a lot of wrestlers. You do wrestling with a number of different promotions, right?
That's true. A year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, I went to a show and met a wrestler called the Vegan Superman.
I've met him. He's a ton of fun.
And so I had commented on like a post like, I really, it was like my favorite match. He wrestled SoCal Crazy, who was in one of the first Super Awesome Showdown shows at Art Around Adams. And I was like, that was my favorite match, And so he messaged me and was like, hey, do you want to be, he was the Vegan Superman. He was like, would you like to be my Lois Grain? I was like, yeah, that sounds like hilarious and amazing. So, yeah, I did that. And we did a whole, heel vegan gimmick for a while.
I love your character. You got like a total hippie thing going on.
Yeah, it started out very hippie-ish.
But an angry hippie, it looked like.
Yeah, very angry militant.
Really, it's my theory that most hippies deep down are all angry.
They're militant, huh?
Yeah, they're all angry at some level. But no. But yeah, you've got this whole thing, like this heel hippie thing going. You're messing with people. And I think I reffed you once when I was still doing a lot of reffing.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun. And then I kind of branched out on my own and started doing the butt gimmick, still as Lois Grain.
Right.
But
your shirts are great, by the way.
Yeah, with if you've met me, you've seen I have a big butt. So just a lot of butt moves.
And it will not quit.
Yeah, it will not quit. So that became a thing. Mason, who's on the show, he does Vlad and Kid Knight, he came up with this idea. He's like, hear me out, okay?
He's good at this. He's helped a lot of people get the characters.
Okay. He was like, okay, it's like a test of strength, but we both shove each other with our butts, okay? It's called butt wrestling. Now you're gonna pop down, and you're gonna go down and pop back up, and I'm gonna do a front flip bump. It's gonna be great. And I was like, this is the stupidest idea I've ever heard. And he kept bringing it up. I was like, okay, we're gonna do it, just so you can see how stupid it is. I'm gonna prove you wrong. It was so over. It was so over. The whole crowd was chanting butt stuff. So after that, I was just,
Oh, yeah.
From that moment forward, it was butt stuff. I have a shirt that says Butt Stuff Club.
Oh, yeah,
like
listen.
Bullet Club shirts.
You should come to the show, buy a butt stuff shirt.
Butt stuff shirt.
No, anytime you do something outrageous like that, because you can sell it. You really can. And so, like, when you, pelvic thrust somebody in the face 37 times, it goes over. When you do a titty twister contest, it goes over. So, that it's brilliant.
I think it's because she's giving us permission to look at her butt because she's making it a focal point. So we're not having
the guilt is gone.
Yeah, it's like guilt-free butt looking at.
Guilt-free.
Because if she's locking up and her arms are up there and you're having to look at her face and everything. But then your eyes naturally just go to her butt. And then you kind of feel bad. But if she's already using it anyway in a match,
it's now
drawing attention.
You're now not objectifying her. You're appreciating her art, her martial art form.
Yeah, you're looking at one of her most vital weapons.
Natural. Yeah, it is true because
in a match.
Yes.
So I think the best wrestlers do use their assets, pun intended.
Oh yeah.
But they use things of their quirks, things about them, and that's what really works for them. Might as well, if you've got a body part, use it. Why not? I actually wrestled in college, and we wrestled freestyle. And when I was taught by men. I actually body slammed a woman. I was the biggest on the team, and so body slammed someone out of my weight class. And after that, they made me wrestle train with the boys.
Definitely.
Smelly crotches.
Because you're like 6 foot something, right?
6 feet, yeah.
Nice.
Do male and female crotches smell different from each
I will just say that the boys' team had smelly crotches. I never smelled anything from a women's team, but anyway, going forward.
That's not my experience from when I wrestled a woman when I was in high school.
Oh, yeah?
She had some smelly crotches going on there?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
But it wasn't like...
But did you train with all women?
But you know what? Maybe I just smelled so much guy crotch that I was used to it.
Okay.
And then when I smelled
you became nose deaf.
The different style of smell.
Right. Different crotch aroma.
Different crotch aroma. I was like, oh, that's a different...
The bouquet here.
That's a bouquet, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but what I noticed about it was that when I went to a tournament and was wrestling women who were trained in different styles, even though it was freestyle, that's how the points are scored. They did different types of takedowns, more like judo takedowns, or they would use their body weight more effectively than I was trained to. I was trained to put my chest, chest to chest when you pin someone.
Yeah.
But all my weight is sitting
because
around
you have
my
a
butt
natural
and my hips.
Yeah, you have a natural size advantage than most people, but smaller people.
All my weight, so Mason and I weigh exactly the same, 170. But he could definitely beat me. He's got more weight in his chest if he were to try to pin me chest to chest. Now, if I sat on his chest, he wouldn't get up.
Exactly.
Exactly, and therefore
Why
wressling was born.
Why would he want to?
Hey, listen.
Ba-dun-ching.
Yeah, they're hey. Oh my god. Well, you mind if I say that mind if I tell them that you are happily engaged to him? So it's nothing weird.
Right.
Yeah, it's nothing weird.
So when he came up with butt wrestling,
this was a
It wasn't
loving
sexual
like
harassment.
Victor. Although I'd probably let Victor get away with it too. It'd be weird if you did it.
Especially since I'm not a wrestler.
On the last podcast, I talked about some of the weird stories that we didn't do, that I wanted to do with Hilda. And
we
Vic
did that
Valentine.
titty twister spot once.
Oh, we did do the titty twister.
But
I wear a fully padded bra too, so I'm just like, grab on.
Just go for it.
There's more padding than there are actual breast.
I grabbed the material and actually twisted the material.
I saw that. No, I referred that
I think
one.
she was actually grabbing my nipples a little bit.
I was, and then I kicked you in the face.
Yeah, and then I got busted open.
I got busted.
What they like to call the hard way.
Yeah, the show.
I hard-weighed him.
That show at the what was it called?
Natural History
The
Museum.
Everybody got busted open.
Everyone got I think I got a minor injury, an internal injury. I'm pretty sure.
You had to be one of the minions that caught Anthony. So
Oh,
I think you're like traumatized.
I am, and
some
also
PTSD.
I also like really sold like me being like knocked out, and so I hit the back of my head on the tile floor kind of hard.
Oh shit!
I got hit too. I got a concussion.
Yeah,
I
from
got
a giant
big old goose egg.
Yeah. Oh god, it's like a mouse under.
From like a foam hammer.
Oh my god.
But it was heavily wrapped.
It looked like a mouse. It did. When you said that, I didn't know what you were talking about until I saw pictures later. I was like, "There's a mouse under my skin."
It's like a horror movie. Oh no, it was weird because you'd taken bumps with that before, like in training, and it didn't hurt you until in the stage. Apparently, she just like went nuts.
Even when it happened, I didn't realize that's how it happened because like, ooh, that was hard, But I'm looking down and I'm seeing blood pooling on the floor, and I'm like, is that coming from my nose? Like I had no idea that could have happened, and then yep.
That show was both awesome but also hell. Honestly, it was.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
I still I remember during that show I went out to my car and just like started crying.
Yeah,
I was stressed out. I was so stressed.
It was pretty stressful.
I left parts of my ninja costume in 3 different places. I spent all day
I remember that, yeah.
And like when we first found our changing room, it was the nicest changing room we'd ever had.
It really was.
But also, it was one of the partially submerged levels, and so there were windows and then dirt an inch below on the outside, and people were like coming up and like asking, like trying to ask with hand signals, "Where's the entrance?" And so they're seeing us all in our underwear.
Yeah, this was in Balboa Park in San Diego, so definitely a lot of tourists don't know where they're going. Butthole cereal?
So, no, what I wanted to talk about, besides butthole cereal, was the Palo in Tokyo. We showed you one of these a little while ago, right?
Yep.
And me and Victor are really big fans of this whole, like, an average day in the life in a very different culture.
Yeah.
And it really shows, like, I think, like, why the Japanese are better than us. And, I mean,
the series itself reminds me of a lot of something I would see on like KPBS.
Yeah.
It has like the Benny Hill music in the background. Like,
nothing offensive.
Yeah, and like, hey, what's she doing? Oh, she's such a hard worker.
Yeah, I liked it because they followed this woman who is like an accountant basically, but they also have her like clean trash and go grab lunch. It's a small company, right?
It's a small business.
It's a small business, so yeah, you'd have to do it. But usually, even then, you wouldn't have your accounting staff like picking up the trash.
Maybe. I don't know.
Depends.
I didn't see that many differences.
I saw I saw it not in like, cars have to get fixed. He works at an auto body or a repair shop, but it's like in like the very small bits, like all the mechanics at the beginning of the day, they're going through like morning light calisthenics done by radio. Mm-hmm. Like imagine going to like a Firestone and saying, okay, 30 to 48-year-old men who are probably addicted to something, we're gonna go through some light calisthenics.
You're saying that why are they addicted to something?
Listen, I went to a Firestone up near where I live to get my car fixed. They all looked like they were
one Firestone.
I've also been to like Pep Boys and the best like shop I've ever been to is like a Tires Plus, and they were the most like together looking. But the guy who was like handling my car had a thick country accent and looked like every thought was a struggle.
Oh my God!
And alcohol was coming off his breath.
You're awful.
I am.
I don't know what that has to do.
This
with
place was
anything.
awful. Like
what?
Look, there are some great mechanics out there.
Because he had a country accent.
It didn't help. Like my brother works as an at what's the love? It's what makes a Subaru. He's a certified Subaru mechanic, and he's also a pothead. So like
Okay,
it's
so
like-
are you.
I'm not a pothead. I imbibe from time to time.
You are a pothead. We're gonna have an intervention for you.
Okay, you know what? Is this why we did
But-
the podcast? 5 episodes in, and you spring the trap on me.
Yeah, I didn't see that many differences. I thought it was interesting the way, like, I didn't know that about their money. Their money's, like, thicker, so they count it a little bit differently.
Well, and again, it's all the little things. Like they're just recycling pieces from like boxes to reuse because they're efficient. They're all the mechanics are clean.
They have that magnetic sticker.
They have the magnetic sticker for new drivers.
For new drivers, you know.
And like it's all like this weird, well, not weird for them, but it's like this community, and it's not just like, oh yeah, once I'm done here, I'm leaving. Mm-hmm. It's like, you know, I'm working till 6 because it's like I need to work a 9-hour day. No
They
matter
didn't
what.
say it in that video, but most of them intend to stay with those jobs for the rest of their lives.
Oh yeah. So
I think, yeah, in Asian countries, they tend to have a more, or I should say, like, less individualistic society, more collectivist, whereas, like, we're more individualists, you know, and they think a lot about, like, what's the greatest amount of, you know, like, game theory, what's the greatest amount of good for the most amount of people,
Right.
you know.
And me, I'm mostly like, when can I get mine and then get the hell out?
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Just, you know, just alienate everyone and then move on to the next
listen.
career and industry.
Look, you can fake a resume like real good. All you need is like one guy to say, "Oh yeah, I'll pretend to be your last job."
Yeah, and then have, you know, some buzzwords in there.
Like a buzz, yeah, you'd be fine. Like listen,
Synergy. Compliance.
I actualized a paradigm shift in our company's management structure.
Yeah, there we go.
And listen, I got the pop words. Those buzzwords, I got them on lock.
Self-actualization.
Like yeah, most of the
This
time.
is when you work at Pep Boys.
Yes.
Your next career at Pep Boys.
Next career at Pep Boys.
You're gonna revolutionize things.
Yes, I'm
And they're going to be like, we heard you on that podcast,
We're doing
boy.
calisthenics.
Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna say like, yeah. No, listen. Yes, sure, I had something to say about you. And listen, the 3 teeth you have left are very intimidating. But how would you like to do radio-led calisthenics in the morning? Well, you're hired. Take him to the back.
Bento boxes.
Oh, the bento boxes.
That wasn't a difference because I do have bento box for lunch every day.
But you choose, the one guy was saying that it's up to the bento shop, that they just kind of put an order like, oh, we'll have 10 bento boxes, and it's up to the shop would choose like what their lunch is that day. I thought that was kind of interesting.
The bento restaurant chooses for you?
Yeah.
That
They
takes
know
a little
best.
bit of hassle off.
It does, but
because
also
I'm just
takes-
standing there going,
And I've been stuck.
You're that guy.
I've been stuck behind those people who are like, "Hey, was the cow happy in life before you turned it into a cheeseburger?" And I'm sitting there like, I just want to eat. It takes me like 20 seconds to order. Why am I here for 5 minutes? And so yeah, if you could just say like, "I'll take whatever you want." Okay, here you go. It's like, what is it? You open it and find out.
I've gotten in the habit of taking my lunch with me everywhere.
That's probably for the
because
best.
Recently, I left my full-time job. I take care of my mom now, and I work some side gigs. But even when I come to training, I'll bring like a packed lunch.
I've noticed.
Yeah, I bring my lunch. I didn't bring one today, and I'm actually really hungry. Why didn't I do that?
Well, here,
I don't think we gave credit to this channel.
Oh,
Paolo in Tokyo.
yeah, Palo in Tokyo is actually listen. It's
Check
really
it
good.
out.
You should check it out. It's really light.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say junk food content because you learn a lot of stuff, but it feels like a light snack.
Yeah, it's our YouTube of the week.
Yeah, Victor
channel.
has some really like flighty YouTube habits. Like
I'll forget about it in 2 weeks.
Yeah, next time
And I'll come up with like a new exciting thing for
you
us
go
to-
from retail arbitration to Area 51 to Palo and Tokyo. It's like it's weird. Like the algorithm can't nail him down with any kind of suggestion because he's constantly like, today I think I'm going to learn about Swahili singing today.
Yeah.
All right.
Swahili singing is... Yeah, maybe I'll look that up.
Swahili singing, I think, is a good place to leave off. So, I don't think we're going to do news because we are running over on time. So, how about I say thank you, listeners, for tuning in. I'm Spike,
I'm Victor.
Manda.
and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
That was